Good afternoon, lovely spirits. It's your main man Solace out here. Y'all know I love to find land to teach from, so let's walk up in this small patch of land, and we're right in the middle of the city. I know y'all see me in these lands and y'all be like, man, where's he at? What island is he on? I'm right in New York City. I want y'all to see. Let me do this right. So many beautiful trees. So much life. It's a beautiful thing. Ah, look at that. Remember I said trees become the ground? And look how you have little trees growing out of the stump, as if the stump is the ground. See that? You can clearly see that. So if you were micro, this little stump would be like an island. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. See how the tree curves. Don't run, squirrel. Don't run, squirrel. I'm just looking. I want y'all to see how the tree grows. That's just one tree. Looks like two, but to the left is just the veneer. That's just one of the arms of the tree. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Each veneer on a tree is nothing more than its own tree growing out of the tree, because the tree is the earth. It is the same thing. Trees die to become the ground or the earth. Just like an apple falls off a tree and it dies and it becomes its own tree. So the life keeps going. Apples become trees. Trees become the ground or the firmament. So it's just like this tree is growing out of the ground. So is the veneers or littler trees growing out of this tree. So you see how that works? It's a rather simple thing. The tree trunk is like the ground to the veneers or the arms or the little trees coming off of it. And it's deep because the veneers have their own little trees coming off of it. So the life is all within itself. It's a deep thing. Let's go a little higher. A little higher. As I said, we right in the city, we right in New York, so you're gonna always hear cop cars. Because, you know, it's a deep thing. But I want y'all to see how the tree is growing out of the surface of the ground. And how the tree has a veneer. And that veneer is just like its own tree. The tree is like the ground to the veneer. So it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. Each veneer is like its own tree. And it has its own little baby trees growing from it. But man does not understand that. They think that this is the tree. They think the ground is the ground. They think that this is the tree. And they call these little things veneers. You can call them arms of the tree. But they're truly their own trees. If man understood that the trees are the same thing as the ground, they just haven't gotten to that point in their life yet. Like a baby hasn't become a man, but it's on its way. And it's the same with these veneers. They're just little baby trees growing out of the tree, which is nothing more than the ground. The tree is an extension of the ground, and the veneer is an extension of the tree. And the veneers on the tree is an extension of the veneer. And the life is within the life, and it's a beautiful, deep thing that y'all have to grasp. But let's go see some more. As y'all can see, the earth is not flat. I don't know why people keep saying that. The surface isn't flat. Earth has so much depth, meaning you can dig miles deep into it, so that's not flat. So what's flat about Earth? They keep saying if you fly up in a plane, you can see no curvature. But the plane is smaller than Earth. All these rocks that you see, is what built that wall across the street. So that beautiful, lovely wall you see behind the cars, well, it was so much more rock here. But this is all that's left. And they used every goddamn drop of it to build that wall. So it's a deep thing. Let's go see some more. Like this tree here. See how it's one tree, but then it seems to split out into two? See how thick the arms are? It's like its own tree. Here's a better one. Tree right there. Right in front of you. How one tree becomes three. Now they call those the veneers. The thick trunks coming out of the one trunk, they call those the veneers. But they're truly their own tree. And it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. This tree is a perfect example. All those little arms coming out of the tree are their own tree. And the tree is nothing more than the ground. Or it will become the ground. It is the ground. It's just going through its process of life to die and become the surface that it's coming out of. And it's a deep thing. And those veneers, they're their own trees coming out of the trunk, which is just an extension of the surface. So you have to grasp, it's a deep thing. Life is a beautiful thing, you just have to understand. And as you can see, it's not flat. I'll give you a perfect example of how it's not flat. I'm up high and I just walked five steps. And look how high up I am. Because this is how unleveled Earth truly is. It's a deep thing. Continue my walk. As I said, we right in the middle of the city, so you can see buildings and things. This is why I have to get land so people can learn. It's a lot of things y'all have confused. That's truly not that hard. See? They used all the rocks. And this is all that's left. All the rocks were used to build that wall. Don't fly away, birdie. See? You can tell they cut it. See how the shape, the sides, how it's... Let's walk these rocks so y'all can see. So you can look at this and get a perfect example of how life truly is in a whole. Because we're too small to see life. But if we were giants standing over Earth, this is how Earth would look. Now imagine if it was water filled up everywhere you see dirt. And the only thing that was exposed was the top of all these different rocks. And this is how Earth is in a whole. The water fills up all the crevices. So if you were micro, this would be a valley with water, a river going through it. This would be a river. I would live on this continent. You would live on this continent. But it's truly all connected. It all depends on how big you are. So if you're small, then it's something different. But this is just how Earth would be. All those rocks, everywhere you see dirt, imagine water covering it. All that would be ocean, and the only thing would be showing is the top of each rock. And they would appear to be separate from one another, being as though the water is in the mist. And that's exactly how it would be. So this gives you a perfect example of how Earth is. It's a deep thing. This would be a river, and we would be micro little specks living on top of these land or these rock piles. And this is how Earth is. See how simple that is? This would be a mountain. If you were micro, that would be a mountain. These would be little rivers and valleys full of water. And we would all just live on our continent. You may live over on that continent. It'll be water all in between. I may live on this continent. It's water and little valleys flowing through. Another person may live right on there. And we'll all seem separate from one another. But we're not. It's just a size thing. That's why I always say Earth is macro and we're micro. And you'll never perceive it the right way. But it's a simple but deep thing. As y'all can see, when I break down knowledge, I use the actual life. The same way brothers use the book. And they say, oh, read this. Well, I'll tell you, hey, man, come look at the life. Teach you straight from the life. You'll grasp. So if you say, man, I don't understand how the continents and Earth works. The continents are floating in water. I don't understand what that means. Well, it means this. If you were micro, water would be all in there. Some people would live on top of that landmass. Some would live over there. And everything in between would just be water. And all the land masses would appear to be separate. This is why learning from the life is important, because you get truth. As opposed to people saying dumb things like the earth is flat, or saying the continents are floating, or Africa is the mother continent and all other continents came from Africa, and this is not true. Water rises and water sinks. So you can say water recedes, tides rise, tides recedes. And when the tide recedes, things that were under water are revealed. So if you don't see, so if a new continent emerges out of the water, it's not emerging, it just, the water's receding. So the continent is not new, it's always been there, it's just been emerged. So if this was Earth right here, all in all the crevices and cracks, you would see rivers and oceans. That'd probably be an ocean right there. And some of us will live on this side, some will live on that side, and we will be separated by the water because we can't see the landmass under it, which would be the ocean's bed or the seabed. It'll be more water around here, making this look like a whole separate continent from this one. And it's all the same. It's a beautiful thing. I wish people would actually donate so that y'all can, so I can get land and y'all can grasp all of this. But as I said, y'all don't have to donate for me to get land, because I can teach y'all in the parks and all the different lands that we already have. Just come out. Right now we're on 211th Street in Isham, I believe. Right across from the Good Shepherd School. So we're right in the middle of the city. We got the tobacco shop down the street, and it's a deep thing. Now, go a little farther. Hopefully I covered some deep things for y'all. Questions y'all may have had on Earth. See, we're right in the city, but you would have never known that. Now, remember I showed y'all those rocks? Well, you can see the rocks here. All those rocks behind us, it would have been more. And those rocks that I'm pointing to now were used to make this wall. And you have these walls all around the city. So if you live in New York City and you've been to Prospect Park or Central Park or any big park, you've seen this wall. And if you look closely around the area, you'll see mountains of rock broken up. You can see how it's broken. They chipped away at it. They chipped away at the trees so they could build homes and things. And like this. It's a big tree there. It was probably chopped down to make a home. But it's a deep thing. How you doing? More trees. That was a big tree. It would have been up there. What's going on, man? Let y'all get a good look. Earth look flat to y'all? And this is not a debunking flat earth video. I'm just taking y'all through the land. That's all. If you want to believe Earth is flat after all the knowledge I've provided, then Earth will have to be flat to you. I'm up on the ledge now. Walking on top. Let's go up here. So I just wanted y'all to see how they've destroyed the life. All the trees. Ooh, this is steep. All the trees and things have been used for building. Useless things. See that little baby tree? When my son becomes my age, the tree gonna be huge. Like that over there. But they start out so delicate and small. Good thing this one is hidden away, because a little kid would have kicked it over. Yeah, I bust my ass. I'm sorry. Ouch. I said ow. And voila. You never know where the forest will lead. It's a beautiful rock. It's a good place for meditating, having picnics with your dog. I think he's meditating. Him right there. She has her dogs. She's having a doggy picnic. Kids running crazy. Beautiful trees. Beautiful rocks next to trees. Death. I actually had a one of my followers, I forgot her name, but she came out here with me, but I didn't do everything I just did with y'all with her. But we just mingled in this area and spoke about leaves. She was intrigued with leaves. It's a deep thing. But I don't think she follows me anymore. I don't know why. You know, people they look for reasons to say you're a creep. So I don't even ask. Followers come, followers go. Hopefully when they leave, they acquired some knowledge. That's all I can say. But hopefully you got something out of it. Not that it costs anybody anything, you ungrateful motherfuckers. Niggas be mad. Solace is fake because I seen him eating Starburst. You supposed to be a vegan. It's weird shit like that. I ain't never said I was a vegan, but it be shit like that. Solace said he was a gangster. I seen him feeding the ducks. He's really not a gangster. He's contradicting himself. I can't follow him. It's like, bro, get knowledge. Don't worry about what I'm doing. This shit really ain't important what I'm doing. As long as I'm teaching y'all truth, that's all you need to worry about. If I want to live lies, I can. That's my prerogative. And I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying if I want to, why can't I? If I want to leave here and kill 5 people and sacrifice them to some magical devil, why can't I do that? I mean, that's a fucked up thing to do, but I can if I want. That's separate from what I'm teaching you. So if the teacher teaches his class and then he leaves his class and goes to the bar and get drunk, that does not have anything to do with the children. His time is his. And y'all have to begin to grasp that with people like me. My time is my time. And this is what I actually do with my time. So while y'all be in bars getting drunk, I be out here doing my thing. But I'm just sharing my time. So if you wonder, what do Silas do on his spare time? Well, when you see videos outside, that's what I'm doing on my spare time. I'm just sharing it with you. But normally I would just be out here scavenging around the area. I'm basically an archaeologist, you could say. And I go to different areas and I just observe. I don't fuck with the stuff. See, archaeologists would dig around and look for treasures and things. I don't really do that unless I know it's something there. Other than that, I just observe. Because I'm just coming for the knowledge. I'm not coming for the treasures. They're just coming for treasures. So they never truly acquire any knowledge. It's a deep thing. It's a deep thing. But this is how I would love to live. Beautiful, big, open. Let me get up on this so y'all can see. Oh! Oh, man, I wish I could take a picture of me up here. But this is how I do it. I would live in all this open space. Have me a small little house somewhere in the middle. And just have all this open space for just me. And I'd walk around butt-ass naked. I'd have some weed planted right there. I'd have some tomatoes planted over there so I can make ketchup. I have me some potatoes over there so I can make me some french fries. And you don't have to cook french fries with grease. You can just bake them. So y'all need to go somewhere with y'all stupid theories. I'd have my shower right set up on that tree. I'll take showers outside butt-ass naked and sun-dry. And it'd just be a beautiful existence. And then, when I want some Dutchess, the store's right there. Can't see it because of the trees, but the store's right there. It's a beautiful thing. Y'all just have to grasp how deep it is. I want y'all to see this rock. I hope it shows, but... Oh, shit. I'm up on this mountain. Your main man, Silas. The groovy servant. Y'all be groovy, man. I'm about to sign out.